Gwen Brown reacts to dad's latest claim, fans praising her honesty. Gwen Brown just dropped a truth bomb that has the entire Sister Wives fandom absolutely shook. Kody Brown made another wild claim about his family, and this time, his daughter isn't staying silent. What she said has fans calling her the hero we all needed, and trust me, you're not going to believe how brutally honest she got. Stick around because this changes everything we thought we knew about the Brown family drama. What's up, Sister Wives fans? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into all the Brown family tea. Today, we're talking about something huge. Gwen Brown, one of Christine and Kody's daughters, has officially entered the chat, and she's not holding back. For those of you who've been following Sister Wives, you know that Kody Brown has been making headline after headline with his controversial statements about his relationships, his ex-wives, and his version of what went wrong in this plural family. But here's where it gets juicy. Gwen just responded to her dad's latest claim, and the internet is absolutely on fire. Fans are flooding social media calling her brave, authentic, and the voice of reason in this chaotic family saga. Some are even saying she's doing what we've all been thinking for years. So what exactly did Kody say? And more importantly, what was Gwen's epic response? Let's break down this entire situation piece by piece, because trust me, there are layers to this story. Kody's latest controversial claim. All right, let's rewind and talk about what Kody said that sparked this entire firestorm. Recently, Kody Brown has been making the rounds on Sister Wives and in interviews, and he made some pretty bold statements about his relationships with his children, specifically the kids from his marriages with Christine and Janelle. Kody has been claiming that he was essentially pushed out of his children's lives by their mothers. According to him, Christine and Janelle turned the kids against him, and that's why his relationships with many of them have deteriorated. He's painted himself as the victim in this situation, suggesting he tried his best, but was sabotaged by bitter ex-wives who couldn't handle the breakdown of their marriages. Now, if you've been watching Sister Wives for any length of time, you know this narrative doesn't quite add up with what we've seen on screen. We've watched Kody prioritize Robyn and her children for years while the other kids felt neglected. We saw him implement those ridiculous COVID rules that kept him away from everyone except Robyn's household. We witnessed him tell his own children they needed to court him for his attention. But Kody's version of events paints a very different picture. He's essentially saying, I did nothing wrong. The moms poisoned the kids against me. I'm the real victim here. And this is where Gwen decided she'd heard enough. Because when you're directly involved in the situation, when you're one of the kids who actually lived through all of this, and when your dad is publicly rewriting history, well, sometimes you have to speak up. Gwen's powerful response. So here's what happened. Gwen Brown took to social media, and she did not come to play. In her response, which has now gone absolutely viral, Gwen addressed her father's claims head-on with a level of honesty that has fans completely blown away. Gwen basically said that her relationship with her father has nothing to do with her mother, Christine, turning her against him, and everything to do with Kody's own actions and choices. She pointed out that she's an adult capable of forming her own opinions based on her own experiences, and she doesn't need anyone to tell her how to feel about her relationship with her dad. The most powerful part? Gwen highlighted specific behaviors and patterns she witnessed growing up, including the favoritism, broken promises, emotional unavailability, and how Kody seemed to check out of their lives long before the divorces happened. She essentially said, Dad, we don't have a relationship because of your choices, not because Mom said anything. What really resonated with fans, though, was how Gwen framed everything. She wasn't nasty. She wasn't cruel. She was just honest and direct. She acknowledged that these are her experiences and her truth, and she has every right to share them, especially when her father is publicly sharing his version that goes against what she and her siblings actually lived through. Gwen also made it clear that she's processed a lot of this through therapy and personal growth and is at peace with where things stand. She is not looking for a relationship with Kody if he can't take accountability. She's not begging for his attention. She's simply living her life and being honest about her experiences when asked, or when she feels it's necessary to correct the record. The maturity and clarity in her response? Chef's kiss. This is not a hurt child lashing out. This is a grown woman who has done the work, knows her worth, and isn't afraid to speak her truth. Fan reactions are everything now. Let's talk about how the Sister Wives fandom is reacting to all this, because the response has been overwhelming. Social media has absolutely erupted in support of Gwen, with comments popping up everywhere. Finally, someone in that family is telling the truth. Gwen is the hero we needed. So proud of her for speaking up. This is what accountability looks like. Gwen is not letting Kody rewrite history. The Brown kids are tired of protecting their dad's image when he won't protect their hearts. Threads about Gwen's response are blowing up on Reddit, with thousands of upvotes and comments. Twitter is trending with Sister Wives hashtags. TikTok is flooded with reaction videos from fans praising Gwen's bravery and honesty. What's even more interesting, though, is that fans are connecting the dots between Gwen's response and her siblings' statements. Remember when Leon called Kody out for his behavior? Or when Isabel got emotional discussing how hurt she was by Kody refusing to come to her surgery? When Gabe expressed how abandoned they felt during COVID? The Brown children have been telling us this story for years, but Kody keeps pushing this narrative that he's the victim. Gwen's response is just the latest and one of the most articulate examples of the kids saying, no, actually here's what really happened. Fans are also applauding Gwen for not protecting Kody's image at her own expense. For so long, the Brown children seem to bite their tongues out of respect or fear of making things worse. But as they've grown into adults, they're realizing that protecting someone who hurt you isn't loyalty, it's self-betrayal. And Gwen is showing that you can be respectful while also being honest about your experiences. The pattern we've all seen, here's the thing that makes Gwen's response so powerful. It's part of a much larger pattern that Sister Wives viewers have been watching unfold for years. Think about it. How many times have we watched Kody show up late or not at all to important events for his kids? How many times have we seen him prioritize Robyn's household over everyone else? How many times have we heard him say things that are emotionally devastating to his children, like telling them they don't show him enough respect or that they need to earn his time? Kody has consistently demonstrated through his actions that certain children and certain wives matter more to him than others. And it's not a secret. We've all watched it happen in real time on national television for over a decade. But despite all of this evidence, Kody continues to claim that he's the victim, that the mothers turned the kids against him, that he did everything right, and everyone else is just holding grudges. What Gwen is doing, and what more of the Brown children are doing, is saying, we were there. We lived it. And we're not going to let you gaslight us or gaslight the public about what actually happened. This is especially important because Kody has such a large platform through the show. He gets to tell his version of events to millions of viewers. If his children don't speak up, his narrative becomes the dominant one. And that's not fair when his narrative doesn't reflect the reality of what those kids experienced. Gwen is reclaiming her story. She's saying, this is my experience and I have the right to share it. And fans are here for it because we've been watching this dysfunction play out and feeling helpless to do anything about it. What this means for the Brown family dynamic. So where does this leave the Brown family? And more specifically, where does this leave Kody's relationship with his children? Unfortunately, it doesn't look good. With each passing season of Sister Wives, we're watching Kody become more and more isolated from his older children. His relationships with Christine's kids are virtually non-existent. His relationships with Janelle's kids are strained at best. Even some of Mary's extended family members have spoken out about his behavior. The only household where Kody seems to have strong relationships with the children is Robyn's. And even there, fans have questioned whether those relationships are healthy or if they're built on the children being enmeshed with their parents and isolated from the rest of the family. What Gwen's response highlights is that Kody has a choice to make. He can continue to play the victim, blame the mothers, and refuse to take accountability for his role in these broken relationships. Or he can do the hard work of self-reflection, admit where he went wrong, and try to make amends with his children. But here's the kicker. Making amends requires humility, vulnerability, and a willingness to hear hard truths about yourself. Based on what we have seen from Kody over the course of several seasons, those are not qualities he seems to possess. The Brown children are growing up. They're getting married, having their own children, building their own lives. And they're doing it with or without Kody. Gwen's response makes it clear that she's not waiting around for her dad to suddenly become the father she needed. She's made peace with reality and moved forward. That has to sting for Kody, even if he won't admit it publicly. The bigger conversation about family accountability, Gwen's response to her father opens up a much bigger conversation that extends beyond just the Brown family. It's about family accountability, adult children setting boundaries with toxic parents, and the importance of not protecting people who hurt you just because they're family. For so long, society has pushed this narrative that you have to forgive family no matter what, that blood is thicker than water, and that you owe your parents a relationship simply because they gave you life. But what Gwen and many others in her generation are saying is, actually no. Relationships are built on mutual respect, effort, and healthy behavior. And if you can't provide that, I don't owe you access to my life. This is revolutionary for a lot of people, especially those who grew up in dysfunction and were told to just deal with it because that's family. Gwen is modeling what healthy boundaries look like. She's showing that you can love someone from a distance. You can acknowledge that someone is your parent while also acknowledging that they weren't a good parent. And you can move forward with your life without their presence if that's what's best for your mental health. Thousands of people in the Sister Wives fandom relate to Gwen's situation because they've lived it themselves. They have parents who won't take accountability, who rewrite history, who play the victim while their children carry the wounds. When they see Gwen get up and speak her truth, that's permission for people to do the same in their lives. There you have it, Gwen Brown's powerful response to her father's latest claim, and why fans absolutely love her honesty and bravery. What do you think about all this? Do you think Kody will ever take accountability for his role in these broken relationships? Or will he continue to blame the moms and play the victim? And more importantly, do you think we'll ever see Gwen and Kody reconcile someday? Or is this relationship beyond repair? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're Team Gwen like the rest of us, let me know by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the drama with Sister Wives. Because, trust me, this family always has something brewing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep speaking your truth, just like Gwen Brown.